This happened just earlier today. I work multiple jobs, and on my free time from my main job, I deliver for Shipt. Now Shipt has a uniform for their drivers, but they don't require us to wear them. So note, I am wearing a rainbow striped tank top, blue jean shorts, and flip-flops. I just finished shopping for a customer at Target, and had just processed the order. Target is nice enough to have a stand with lots of bags for Shipt drivers to bag their ordered groceries. In this particular Target, it was a closed register lane. As I'm bagging my order, in a lane with a sign on the conveyor belt that says closed, a guy starts to unload his cart onto the unmoving belt. I look to him with confusion, and he is giving me the same look. I'm wondering why he placed his stuff on a clearly closed belt, and he's wondering why I'm not scanning his stuff. I mean, I get it. I clearly look like a Target employee you want with my red shirt, rainbow striped, nice long brown pants, blue jean shorts, and closed-toe work shoes, flip-flops. He then speaks up saying, "Aren't you gonna scan my stuff?" I, confused, say, "Dude, this register is closed and I don't work here." I can see the gears turning in his head as he finally notices the closed sign and my clearly not Target outfit. He says nothing as he reloads his cart and goes to an actually open register. I chuckled as I left the store. I mean, I get it. On autopilot, you see a person's presence behind a register and assume that you can go there without actually looking at the details of your surroundings. It was still pretty funny. This is kinda long, but I work at a grocery store that has a certain red circled store right next door to it. During breaks I occasionally go there just to get a snack and checking out the gaming and toy section and maybe even clothing. I take the same path every time and even made sure to wear a gray hoodie to cover up my uniform. I was listening to music in my headphones and minding my business when I saw two officers walking at the same time as me but on the opposite end of the aisle. We ended up going to the same gaming aisle and I was browsing merchandise while they were looking at games. I saw stuff that I wanted to buy and grabbed them and searched for a price scanner. When I found one and started scanning, a woman came up and used the guest service phone right next to me. Didn't think anything of it then. I went to go put some items back on the shelf and I saw the two cops looking at me and I was confused and took out my headphones. Apparently this woman followed me trying to ask me if the phone worked and I said I wouldn't know 'cause I don't work here, and actually work next door. The officers tried asking me if I could help them find a game and I told them that too. I mentioned that I couldn't hear anything with my headphones on, so I wasn't responding obviously. The woman got mad, probably embarrassed, and tried to act like it wasn't a big deal. I was annoyed and kinda pissed the rest of the trip. I bought my stuff and left, but I was thinking about it the rest of the day. I'd if that was all coincidence or something else, 'cause I understand if some people confuse employees from time to time, but it felt like I was being accused of something while I was rocking out to my weeb music and minding my business. Edit, I'm a black woman, y'all. Had a run-in with a Karen before COVID that thought I was an employee of a sandwich shop while I was waiting in line. Warning up front, I'm kinda long-winded. For context, I worked going door to door for a utility company at the time with a team of 5. We all dressed the same in black with our company logos, and in bad weather we have very warm matching raincoats also with the logo. We also have badges with our names on them and the company's info so people know we aren't random grifters. On this particular day in my area there was a downpour so bad that it was one of only 2 times in 4 years that our leadership decided to pull us out of the field. As this is rare, we don't really have a protocol in place and we get told to hunker down nearby with the company van to see if it gets better before they send us home for the day or back out. Due to this we decide to check out a small sandwich shop one of the guys swears is the best in the area. All of us being wet and hungry think this sounds great and head right on over to get some food while still on the clock and getting paid till we hear back. Place is small but looks decent, also part convenience store. They don't have a counter you order at but an employee that walks around and takes orders, and with someone already talking to him I know it's gonna be a minute until all 5 of us get our orders, and so I elect to go last and check around the store as I'm in no hurry. After looking around I see my co-workers have all had their orders and so I go up to do mine. Due to this my order is done last and has a bit of a delay. My 4 co-workers are all sitting down and starting to eat at this point while I wait for my sandwich when an older lady walks up to me and starts saying a sandwich order without as much as a hello. I cut her off to say, "Oh, I don't work here," to which I get the confusing reply, "So you're working, you just don't work here?" Sure. And an eye roll followed by her starting her order again. I respond by simply putting my hand up to cut her off, point to the logo on my jacket, which is still soaked BTW, and ask, "Does this look like the store's name to you?" I don't remember if she said anything back, but my order got announced at this point, so I stepped away, grabbed my sandwich and smiled at her as I walked by her again to sit with the 4 people dressed identically to me that were already eating and dig in. Now you'd think this would be the end of it with me just eating my sandwich while basking in Karen's indignation, but no. She stomped off and finds the proper person to speak with, drags him back into view and starts complaining about me to him while he desperately tries to explain that I don't work there. By the time we finished eating and were leaving, I still don't think she had placed an order. TLDR, Karen demands I take her order, then still can't accept him not an employee when I sit down to eat with a group at the sandwich shop. I was wearing my Shell uniform but pumping fuel into my car at a mobile station. This was the early days of self-serve when you could clear the machine and pump first. Some random guy walked up to me and handed me $20. I asked what it was for and he said it was for the fuel he just put in his car. I told him thank you and then stood there watching the mobile attendant chasing him to get his license plate as he was driving away. I had just got off work and needed to buy groceries for the week. I'm a professional, dressed in suit and tie. As I'm a bit over 6 feet, I'm often asked to get things off upper shelves for shorter shoppers. If asked nicely, 99.9% do ask nicely, I'm glad to help. That 1% though. I was asked by a grandmotherly looking lady, maybe 4 feet 10 inches, if I'd please get something she couldn't reach. She was very sweet, said thank you and went on her way after I got it for her. At that point a very rude man, maybe 5 feet 2 inches, yelled from half down the aisle to come get this for him. He made it sound like an order, no please or anything. I ignored his. This pissed him off, so he gets louder and begins cursing very loudly. I walk past him, just doing my shopping and ignoring his outburst. He says, "Hey dumb shit, I'm talking to you." I stop and tell me he needs to lower his voice. He gets even louder saying, "You helped her, now fucking help me." I turn and say she was nice and polite, "You're a jerk so no." At that point he screams for my manager. I break up laughing. He gets ever louder. I ask, when did this store's employees start wearing suits? People are watching at this point. I strat to walk away, but this jerk grabs my arm and tries to pull me around, serious short man syndrome. Sadly, I have a severe case of PTSD from that situation when I was a teen. I spin around and punch him in the face. Didn't mean to, but it's a reflex to being bullied. He goes down, bleeding from his now broken nose. People are rushing over, I'm beside myself saying I'm sorry. He gets up screaming about having me arrested. I guess someone called the cops or they were in the store as they appeared in what seemed like seconds. He tells them I just walked up and punched him. A couple dozen witnesses tell what really happened. One officer goes to watch the security video. When he gets back, he asks me if I want to press charges for assault. This guy freaks out, takes a swing at a police officer. He's arrested, charged with assault against a law enforcement officer, and public vulgarity. Didn't know there is a law about that. Found out at the trial this is his 4th time being arrested for similar offenses and that he's been banned from 4 other stores in the area. As a repeat offender, he received 6 years in state prison and to $10,000 fine. I last heard his wife divorced him as well. Friday, after work, I was grocery shopping. I had been on a diet for 2-3 months now, meaning I can't have sugary things, ice cream, donuts, cookies, etc. The sugar-free items are expensive, so I would often go without. This week, however, the chocolate sugar-free ice cream was on sale. One small problem though. I'm 5 feet 0 inches. The last container of sugar-free ice cream was shoved into the back shelf. So, I began looking for an employee. After 10 minutes of looking, I gave up on finding an employee. So, I decided to ask the cashier to get an employee to get it when I check out. Passing the frozen food section, I see a man in a black golf shirt in the distance, back towards me. The store I frequent have black golf shirts as a uniform with a green logo. There is also a Toyota factory in town with the same black golf shirt, but with a red logo. I jogged over to the man to ask him to grab the ice cream. However, he turned around. Red logo. Me, OSHT. I thought you were an employee. Man, laughing, don't worry, I get this all the time if I wear my uniform here. At least you noticed I don't work here before asking me where something is or to grab something off the top shelf. Me, I am so sorry, have a nice day. I went to the checkout line, asked for someone to reach the top shelf, and got my ice cream. TL, Doctor, I saw a man in a black golf shirt and thought he was a grocery store employee. Edit, for all of you wondering why I didn't ask him after the encounter, he had a very impatient 8 or 9-year-old walk over during the encounter. The kid probably wanted to go home and enjoy his weekend.